What do you get when you get a what do you get when you mix a health coach and a wellness coach mixed with a lot of curiosity? You get two people who ask a lot of questions about health and wellness issues. And today we ask, how do we stop apologizing?
Sometimes things go wrong, so we apologize. But what if it isn't our fault? Should you still apologize? And why do we do that? Also, it is Leah's week to share what she loves. So let's get started as we ask.
Wait, what? Hi, Kamna.
Hi, Leah. How are you?
Boy, I think you always say it first. Did I throw us
It's
off this
okay.
morning or
No
afternoon,
problem.
whatever it is? We're
It's
just
fine with
mixing it
me.
all up and rolling with it today, right?
Yes, today's a little bit by
Mm-hmm.
the, what is the expression, seat of our pants.
Yes, but I want to tell you right away that I'm super proud of myself because I did my call to action 2 weeks in a row.
Oh my
I
gosh.
know this is exciting. 2 weeks in a row.
Remind me what it was because I don't remember.
I wanted to eat 15 grams of
Oh,
fiber
yes.
or more, but I was shooting for 15.
Well, I need to know
I
details. Like, how did it go? What did you eat? What I need
so
to know.
in the last time, actually, I kind of lied, but I'm counting it. There was one day I only had 14 grams. But
Oh,
other than
that's
that,
okay.
I know that doesn't count. That was a blip. It was a blip. It went great. It was hard. I'm not gonna lie to you. And it was, but what it did was it helped me figure out what I should be eating as my snack at night. So
Oh,
after dinner, I was like, oh, okay, well, let me check out my fiber. And if my fiber was great, then I had ice cream. If my fiber wasn't good, then I had popcorn or an apple with peanut butter, or it really helped switch my mindset on what my snacking should be.
so you really incentivized yourself to eat fiber.
Yeah,
If you,
because if I ate it, then I could have my ice cream at night.
yeah,
Not intentionally, though. I didn't do that intentionally. But yeah,
that's
I
so
guess in a
smart though.
way.
I mean, it definitely can help you pick what to eat. I think that's a great way to do it.
Yeah, so but I do want to tell everybody that do you know how I really only went from like 6 to 7 grams of fiber to 15. And
Hmm.
just in that little jump, I told you on after like 3 days that I was totally feeling it. Like I just felt so bloated.
Hmm.
Not gassy, just like bloated. Like it just I could feel my stomach like that. So you suggested one for me. I'm not saying everybody should to up my water to about 100 ounces a day,
Hmm.
and it made a huge difference.
Really?
Hmm.
Wow.
Huge difference. So thank you for that tip.
How did you get the extra water in?
I just planned better.
Okay.
I actually drink water. It's not a problem for me, but I've never like paid attention. Like I have um bunch of these size bottles, which are 18 ounces, and then I have 132. So it was just like, okay, I need one of those and four of those done.
Hmm. Okay.
It wasn't hard.
Well, when I started upping my water, it's just not really my call to action, but I'm trying to avoid talking about it, you can tell, is I just chugged 2 large glasses of water in the morning and that helped me get to 100.
Okay.
So,
Too large, like before you did anything else, you would just chug the water.
yep.
Yep. That helps too, because I drink a bottle before I drink my coffee. So
Oh,
that does help.
nice.
But I've been doing that. So that wasn't like I needed to figure out how else to do it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So, all right. So wait, are you avoiding this? Is that why
Well, I didn't I'm like 50%. I did it a few days and of course it feels so good and you sleep so well.
you're talking you stretched?
Yes, I was trying to
Okay.
stretch. Yes, before bed.
Okay.
Try to create a cue so I'd remember.
And
But
it feels good. So why don't we do it?
well, for me, some days would get late, and then I'm so tired, and then I just wanted to go to sleep. So really,
Mm,
that was the biggest hang up for me. Or I would plan to go upstairs early and do all of my things, wash my face and stretch, and then I would get a phone call. Well, like there was
mm.
always an unplanned interruption. And I'm not
Okay.
blaming anybody, but it just interfered with what I intended to do.
Is it important to you?
I don't know if it's that important, but it made me
Okay.
feel good. And I, doing a call to action like this, it helps me clarify what what is important. and what is
Yeah.
sort of important and what is not important at all.
Hmm.
So I think in that way it was helpful. It does feel really good.
It does feel. Now, could you stretch at a different time?
I could, I think after my workout, but that's a different kind of stretching.
Right.
So I really need to figure this out because I
What
know
ab-
it's so good.
what about before you get in the shower?
Oh, that's a good idea. So it's because I'm always running 5 minutes late.
I know
Usually
you are.
I'm just trying to get things going. Maybe what I really need to do is have better time management.
Well, that's a whole other podcast topic for
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
people.
Yes. For me. You mean for me. I get it.
Oh, I know plenty of people that are like that. Don't you worry. Don't be singled out by that at all.
I'm very well intentioned though. I'm not being disrespectful to anybody. It takes me, I want to do 100 things.
I
So,
know. You keep going, I have more time. I have a little bit more time.
mhm.
And then it becomes I don't have any time then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I get it. So, all right. So in all, are you going to do it again? Or is it just going to
I
be
would,
like a
I think
when it happens?
I think I would like to when I am coming upstairs earlier so I can do my whole routine because it actually
Okay.
makes me feel good. The washing my face and the getting into my pajamas and doing a little reading. I want to do the whole thing.
Okay.
It's definitely on my list.
Okay. I don't think anybody could say they're going to stretch before bed 7 days a week. Anyway,
Yeah. Yeah.
I think you can make it a goal to try whenever you can because there are
Right.
some nights that you literally are like just getting in the door and you're exhausted and you just like barely do any like you know what I'm saying? And the
Yes.
time change this week sucks. Sorry, I don't know what else to say. I was telling my mom it takes me about a full week to get over this. It
Really?
really messes me up.
Which part? The getting up or the going to bed or the whole thing?
Both. Every bit of
Okay.
it is my and actually I've noticed it already in my kids. We're all messed up.
Hmm.
It just throws it and my poor dog was like crying like he was starving at 5 a.m. I'm like, it's not even time to eat. I don't know what you want. Like
Does your
we're
dog go to
all
bed
messed
early
up.
too?
My dog, this isn't even a joke. He makes me go to bed sometimes. If I am choosing to stay up late to watch something, he just cries and cries and cries. And he's like, what are you doing?
Oh
You're
my
ruining.
gosh.
Yeah, he makes me go to bed.
That's so sweet.
Is it? Probably a little bit.
It
Yeah,
is.
it's cute. Except when you do want to watch something, it's not cute. It's annoying. I'll video it next time because it's so hysterical.
Please do.
I'm
That
like, do
dog
you really want me to go to bed? And he's like
on
it's
a
sad.
on a side note, the way that dog looks at you, I
Oh
wish
my God.
somebody looked at me that
I
way.
know.
Oh my
He does
gosh.
love, yeah, it's adorable.
He is in love with you.
He thinks he's my husband. It's for
Yes.
real. He
Mhm.
totally does not think anything. I'm not his mom. I'm his wife. So
That's so funny. So,
anyway,
so do you have
so
something that you love this week?
I do. And I didn't know I loved it until recently. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. I think I told you about it. I'm showing it if anybody watches this on YouTube. It's the right rice,
Okay.
and it's a good clean ingredient. I didn't talk about this before, have I?
No.
Okay, good. It comes in a black pouch. It is not microwavable. You have to actually cook it on stovetop, but it only takes 12 minutes. It's right spelled RIGHT rice, all one word. And it is rice that is made from lentil flour and chickpea flour and pea fiber. It is, can I read you these stats?
Yes, please.
All right. So this white rice has 11 grams of protein versus 3 grams of protein in white rice.
Oh,
It has
wow.
6 grams of fiber as opposed to 0 grams of fiber in white rice. And this rice has 25 grams of carbs as opposed to 40 grams of
Oh, wow.
carbs. It is a complete protein, which I don't know what that means.
I think from what I understand, and I don't know the full terminology, but if you combine rice and lentils, it forms a complete, like, especially for vegetarians, they can
Mm.
get like a complete protein from an animal source. But if you're vegetarian, the rice and the lentils together, they combine together to complete like an amino acid, which is really good when you're
Okay.
trying to get protein in.
Okay. Well, it's gluten-free, it's non-GMO, it's vegan, it's kosher, it's delicious. What I will tell you guys is I've bought the original and I've bought the garlic herb. Personally, me, I like the original better. I'm not
Why?
saying I don't like this one, because I just like plain and thinking I can do whatever I wanted to it and
Okay.
making jazzing it up more. So I took this garlic herb, I can't say herb rice and put it on a Caesar salad for my protein.
Okay.
It was good that way.
By
Um,
the way, another bonus from this, technically you've eaten your lentils.
I don't even have to make them now. Is that what you're trying to tell me? You
You've
made my
already done it.
day. You made my day. Oh my gosh. I would definitely get the regular. It is not necessarily a cheap product, and I don't plan on like making it for like a full dinner. You know what I mean? But it's what
Mhm.
I'm using to fill in some protein and fiber throughout the day when I need it, mainly for my lunches.
Or if you're making like a burrito or a wrap and you want to put
Hmm.
something substance in there, put some of
Yeah,
that white rice, that would be really good.
it's really good. It doesn't smell the greatest.
Mhm.
And so if you have a smell issue, don't smell it, but
Okay.
it's very, very good. I've made so many people try it, and everybody that has tried it absolutely loves it.
I guess what I bought it after you
Did
talked
you
about it to
try
me.
it?
I have not cooked it yet. No.
It's really good. By the way, I just cook it and then I put it in a container and leave it in
Mhm.
my fridge and just add it to things as I go.
Nice.
It would be good with egg salad, with chicken salad, with tunas. I don't need, it would be good like in any of that.
Mhm.
Um, just delicious. It would be the plain one would be so good with cucumbers and tomatoes and feta cheese. It
Ooh,
would be delicious.
that sounds amazing.
It's
Maybe I'll
yeah.
have to make that.
You could probably make it with veggie stock or chicken stock. I
Mhm.
just did water, but
Yeah,
anyway,
I'll just probably
great
do water.
price. I will
I-
post a picture of it, but I love it.
That sounds awesome.
So, all right. That's it.
So I have a story about apologizing.
Okay, go
I don't know if
ahead.
I actually have a few, but have I,
I was
I don't
going
know
to
if
say,
I've,
are you telling the one about today?
no,
Okay, so you have several. Go on.
I don't remember today. Um, so I was on a plane probably within the past year, and I was flying back from somewhere. I don't remember where it was, doesn't matter. And I was getting settled. So I had my water bottle and I had my iPad and I was like trying to tuck everything back in. And you know how you like try to
Yeah,
get settled before the flight. And my iPad fell over onto the person next to me. What would your reaction be?
I would say, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
That's what I
Yeah,
did. I said, "Oh my gosh,
okay.
I'm so sorry. Are you okay? I hope I didn't hurt
Yeah,
you." Like I was just
right.
apologizing. He goes, "It's fine. You Americans apologize way too much."
Oh,
I was taken so aback.
oh. I,
I
what did you say then? What did
I
you say to
didn't
that?
say
Did you say, I'm
anything.
sorry, I apologize? Like, I would have immediately been like, oh my God, I'm sorry. But we do.
He shut me up. I did not say a single word after that.
Let me just say for the record, I think that this guy's a jerk and he would have just been he would have been mad if you didn't apologize.
Yeah.
So, but do you think it's true that we apologize a lot?
I mean, possibly I know when I go to India, people do not apologize.
Really?
They run into you, there's no apology. Or if someone steps on you, there's no apology.
For real?
Yes, there's no apologies.
Wow.
Yes. I think it's fascinating. And we'll talk about this, but some of the reasons why we have become conditioned to apologizing, it's super interesting.
I even will apologize like if I close the door. Like if I'm at a store and I close the door and I see, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry I didn't hold
Mhm.
like I apologize. You wouldn't do that in India?
Oh, no, you wouldn't hold the door.
Stop it. You're not true. Are you for
True.
real?
Yeah, true. For real.
Wow, that makes me kind of happy because everybody makes this Americans seem like we're just some unhappy, mean people, but we must not be.
when I fly back to the United States, I'm like, okay, this is such a silly thing, but everything will be orderly. There will be a line, it will be systematic. Even on the plane, people get up like according to their seat and they just keep getting up as you go
Yeah,
along.
right.
I like the systematic way things are done. So for me, I would rather over apologize than some of the
But you're saying people don't do that everywhere? They don't just get up in order of
no, no.
what?
Yeah. It's
Wow.
weird when you experience it somewhere else, but and other things work for them. They're not
Right.
apologizing nearly as much as us, and they are also more content in their own actions. We over at least I should speak for myself. I overanalyze and I overprocess,
Yeah.
and it's a lot of overthinking about what did I do? Did I do the right thing? Did I say the right thing?
Mhm.
This person get offended? I have a lot of overthinking.
Oh, yeah. Lot I have a whole part on over apologizing.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. So, well, where did you start with this topic?
So I started with why apologies are important
Okay.
because not all apologies are bad. Some are actually very important, and
Mhm.
they're important as a way to mend interpersonal relationships.
Okay.
And there's a lot of benefits to apologizing. If you're wrong, obviously you should admit that. But it also establishes rules, which is kind of what we were talking about. Like if you cut somebody in line and you apologize for that, you're like, oh, I know the rules and I should be going to the back of the line.
Mm.
It, you're like, I am aware I made a mistake about the rules. The second thing was it reestablishes dignity for those you have hurt.
Okay.
So I kind of have a little example for this. Um,
Wait, you said it reestablishes dignity?
yes.
Okay.
So on Saturday, my husband and I went to Costco and he was quiet and he's never quiet. He's like the chatty one in the two of us. And
Okay.
I enjoy it for the most part. I mean, like it's entertainment.
Yeah.
And he was so quiet. And then I started internalizing, what did I do? Is he mad at me?
Why was it your fault?
That's where I went.
Okay. So immediately you went that route, which I think I would do too, by the way.
Yeah. And then I was like, what did I do wrong? Did I say something wrong? Should I apologize? And then my instinct was to apologize. And he came to me after we came home and he said, I have a really bad migraine. I'm just not feeling well. And I'm so sorry you didn't do anything wrong. And because
Before you said anything?
I was
Oh,
just quiet because I'm like, something is up and I
yeah.
don't think I did anything. And he came and he apologized to me. And it sort of restored my, in words of this explanation, my dignity. Like I didn't do anything. And when he said, you didn't do anything, my first reaction was, I know I didn't.
Did you say it?
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
But
Great.
sometimes we just don't know. And if you internalize some of that and someone apologizes to you, it feels better.
Hmm. Interesting.
So, and the apology mends trust, which I think is right.
I think so that one's a hit. I think trust is something that is really hard once it's broken, and I don't know if just an
Mhm.
apology will mend it. I think it slowly, maybe if we're using a wound analogy, it like puts a splint on it and it's not
Mhm.
gonna exactly be mended and a good bone, but it's helpful, I guess.
Did you apologize to your children when they were little?
I don't know. What, like, give me an example.
Um, if you yelled at them and it wasn't their fault.
I have apologized to my children when I yell at them, and after I go, "Oh boy, I know I really took that yelling too far." I will
Mhm.
say, "I'm really sorry that I yelled at you the way I did, but da 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 da," which I know is not the right way to do it, but I did.
I think I am just really particular about that but.
Because everything after the but is all you care about.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
the reality.
True.
Mhm.
I feel like it's important to apologize to children so they learn how to apologize and what it feels
Mhm.
like to receive an apology. I think it's
Mhm.
good you do that. I think I've done that too. And when I've done something wrong and just say, I'm really sorry. I wasn't XYZ. This is what was
Right.
happening and I shouldn't have done that and I'm so sorry. And then the next step for me is to correct the actual mistake.
What do you mean?
So if I yelled at them, the next time
Oh.
a situation like that happens, I can't yell
Mhm.
like that
Mhm.
because it's not fair to them. They're going to think that yeah, she doesn't mean what she says.
Oh, yeah. Right. That's the hard part though, is that correcting the next step, because how many
Yeah.
times do people say they're sorry for the same stuff that they say over and over and over again? It's the
That's the
same
problem.
thing.
Yes.
Right. Then your
It
apology is not meaning anything.
it becomes synonymous to lying then. When a person is
Oh,
lies and you
wow.
don't believe them, when a person over apologizes, you don't believe them either. You're like, yeah, whatever.
I know people that are over apologizers, and when they do that, I just want to say, stop apologizing. This is ridiculous.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Would you qualify yourself as an over apologizer?
No, without hesitation, no. Why are
Mhm.
you?
I am.
I know. I just like to hear it that how opposite we are again. No, I don't think I over apologize.
That's
I
good.
think um I ask a lot of like, what's going on? Are you all right? Are you mad at me?
Mhm.
What's going on? Like
Mhm.
those type of things. But I'm not like, I'm sorry if I did something to bother you because you're acting weird. No, I don't do that. No.
You're
I
so funny. And
I
that's
don't have
a
a problem apologizing though, but I know some people that do.
yeah. Well, when you get that apology, you're like, wow, this is gold.
I know. God, and it's never okay, let me just say for a second that there are good apologies and then there are bad apologies.
Okay.
There are apologies that you're like, Shh, that was don't even waste my time with an apology if that's the apology I get. Do you know
Right.
what I'm saying? Right?
You don't watch reality TV, but it's called a housewife apology. I'm sorry if that made you feel bad. That's not an apology.
Oh, that's a husband apology in my house.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry that it made you feel that way. That is a bad so I found a good analogy was, a good apology is like antibiotics on a wound, but a
Okay.
bad analogy is like putting salt on that wound, and I think that sometimes we need to know the difference.
That's a really, really good
But
example.
I also think we need to think of it as a wound. Like, did I really hurt you? Is there a wound right now? Because again, sometimes we're just saying, I'm sorry for nothing."
Right. Right. Like if you
Like,
didn't
there's
hold the
no
door open for
right, like,
somebody.
there's no wound there. If I didn't I'm sorry, but if I look, I said I'm sorry. If I didn't wash your shirt, that's not a wound. That's not an open wound. Do you know what I mean by that?
Right. Right.
So it's
Yeah.
like, why am I apologizing?
Well, something I found that was interesting was some of us were forced to apologize as children when we hurt someone and like, oh, you better go say sorry. You hurt that kid's feelings or you hurt your brother. The more thing was you hurt your brother or sister. You better apologize. Even if it was justified,
Mhm.
it just feels like, well, why should I apologize? I didn't actually do the thing wrong.
I always make people apologize at school and my
Really?
kids. Yeah, if I feel like they did something wrong, sure.
Huh. Well, if they did something
Always.
wrong, but maybe you don't know the whole story, is what I'm saying.
That's for sure true. Yeah.
And then sometimes we feel shamed when we apologize, and while others may feel shame until we do so. So there's like it's a complicated psychology about apologizing.
It really is. And I'll take you a step a little bit deeper than a little bit different direction, I guess. Is most of the time women apologize more, which I don't think that's is
Yes.
a very rare occurrence. Like I don't think anybody is like, "No, really?" Like,
Yeah,
you
it's
know what I
not
mean? Like,
surprising. Yeah.
thank you. I didn't know what I'm saying. But do you know that this is what they're thinking part of the reason why is because girls are raised to be more polite
Mm-hmm.
Deferential or did I say that right?
Deferential.
Yes. And boys are raised to be bold and confident.
Hmm.
So literally it starts when we're children.
And nice equates to likability.
Uh-huh. Yes, it
Mm-hmm.
does. And we want everybody to like us.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
we do.
I also read that excessive apologizing can be the result of a genuine desire to demonstrate respect.
Really?
So
What
if
is,
you're,
wait, say that to me again.
so if you call your doctor and you say, "Oh, I'm so sorry," not that anyone calls their doctor anymore, but "I'm so sorry to bother you, but I have a medical question." You're trying to show respect. Or if it's to your boss, "I'm so sorry to disturb you, but I have a question."
Oh, yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying.
Mhm. You're trying to show respect of a person's time or
Okay.
their position or whatever it is.
Oh, okay. I do that, I think, more than I think I do.
Okay.
I
What do
gotta
you
write
mean?
that note down. Like, I think I say I'm sorry as a respect, like, "I'm sorry, but can you help me do something real quick?" Like, I think I even do that with my kids and my husband, I think.
Mhm. Mhm.
Which
Yeah.
is that are we saying that that's a bad thing?
Only if it's excessive, I think. And I
Okay.
think what we'll talk about later is there could be different words we can use
Okay.
that would make it um with the true intention of what we're trying to say.
Okay.
I had
Oh,
when I sorry, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say along the same lines as excessively saying sorry also, undermines your own authority,
Mhm.
and I really think it hurts your self-esteem.
I would agree with that.
Mhm.
I remember 20 plus years ago, I was working in an office and I had to keep going back to this lady's cubicle. She was in charge of this project that I was working on. And I said, "I'm sorry for bothering you, but I have a question." And I kept doing that. And she said, "Can you please stop apologizing? You didn't do anything wrong." And she was very aggressive in the way she said it to me.
Oh my god, is
But
she married to the airplane guy?
I don't know.
God.
But I was just so taken aback because you don't even realize sometimes that you're doing it,
Mm.
and you just apologize.
Mhm.
And it does undermine your authority and your self-esteem. I totally agree.
Yeah.
I
God.
also found that a tendency to over apologize may stem from an aversion to conflict. So if you want to make a problem disappear, you might just say sorry.
Okay, I believe that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's
Yeah,
just brushing it under the rug until it bubbles up and festers and then it explodes. Like,
totally.
yeah. I mean, I think
Totally.
everybody's guilty of doing that, like, but that's what it's doing.
Yes. Yes, totally.
Hmm.
So
Wow.
I also the reason people might say, "Well, why are we talking about this on our podcast?"
Right. Tell me why.
Like, well, how is it connected? It's because if you're an over apologizer, it can be tied to mental health conditions like depression, social anxiety, generalized anxiety disorder, obsessive compulsive disorder, borderline personality disorder, and post traumatic stress disorder. So,
Mhm.
what this tells me is if you're not dealing with a condition that you might have, you might try to sweep it under the rug. So, you just apologize and try to just make the situation go away.
Mhm.
Or I think sometimes the over apologizing can lead to anxiety or depression because if I apologize to you for something that I didn't even do, and then I internalize everything and I didn't say what I really wanted to say, then that's going to keep spiraling in within me and cause a great deal of anxiety.
Oh,
And when you
yeah.
have that kind of anxiety, what's the next thing that you do?
You eat.
Yes, of course.
Right. Mhm.
So it is all kind of connected to me.
Well, I also feel like the same thing, like, going back to the self-esteem, like, if I'm apologizing and it's actually I'm doing it so much that it's hurting my self-esteem, that is not
Mhm.
a good place to live.
Right.
It's not.
Right.
It's not healthy, and You don't want to go for a walk if you have bad self-esteem. You don't want to
Mm.
eat good if you have bad self-esteem. You don't want to take care of yourself. Honestly, if you have bad self-esteem, you might not even want to shower. Do you
Right.
know what I mean? So that it is a really
Absolutely.
important topic to talk about when it comes to health and wellness and weight loss.
Yeah, and I think it's really important to be aware, am I doing this or not?
Right.
Because maybe you don't even know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Or maybe you are doing it and you know you are, but maybe you're now going, "Oh, is that why I don't have a lot of self-esteem?
Mhm.
Or is that why I have a lot of internal doubts on myself?" Like, what? Why? You know?
Right. Right. It's very
So
important.
mhm.
Did you there was three more things before I want to talk about how to stop saying sorry, but um three reasons why we over apologize.
Okay, tell me.
If we have false guilt, so we think we did something wrong and we really didn't.
Okay,
You know,
I guess, yeah.
if I interrupted your conversation and but we're at a party and it's not a big deal,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay, yeah. I see
Um
that one.
Carried guilt, and I found this one super interesting.
What does
What it
that
means
mean?
is when someone else does something wrong and you feel the need to apologize for that.
Oh,
So,
I do that.
do you?
Yeah, I'm sure I do. I'm sure every parent has done that.
Yes.
If you're a parent, you've done that, you're very good at doing that.
That's a really good example of that.
You know, like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry that he said that or did that," or, you know.
He's so tired. He didn't have a nap today, or, he's
Right,
cranky. We need a snack, or we
right. We
just,
shouldn't be apologizing for that, though.
no,
No.
I don't think so. I mean, children do what they do,
Right.
but it happens even in other parts of life. You just
Mhm.
apologize because you think someone is owed an apology from someone else that they're not going to give.
Yeah,
And you want to make the
yeah.
situation better.
Mhm.
The last one was
Mm.
people pleasing.
Hold on, go back to the other one real quick. I just had a moment, like, so you're saying, like, if let's say somebody was mean to like, me at work,
Hmm.
and, like, somebody says to you, like, "I'm so sorry that they were mean to you."
Yes,
We're saying that because we feel like that the real person that is the jerk isn't going to apologize.
right.
Yeah. I think that's an okay time to do it.
I think it is too.
Yeah.
And I think it's okay if they're saying, I'm sorry they were mean to you,
Mhm.
because that's just showing
Yeah.
empathy, which
Mhm.
we all need a little bit of empathy, especially when a situation happens and especially at work.
Right. Okay. Go on to the next one, sorry.
No,
I had to process it.
I'm glad you made that connection. People pleasing.
What would be an example of that one?
Like I want to make everybody happy. So I might say, "Oh, I'm sorry I didn't make enough food," or "I'm sorry I didn't make a dish that you like," or when I might have 10 things that somebody's going to find something they want to eat.
Yeah. Mhm.
"Oh, I'm sorry I didn't know
Yeah.
you don't eat avocado. I should have made it without avocado."
Oh, you must have be speaking for yourself. You have
Well,
very specific things coming out at you right now.
that's not the one, but I think I do that. And then other people do that with me. Like,
I do
"Oh,
it. Yeah.
I didn't know you weren't eating gluten. I'm so sorry. I don't have anything." Or I'm like, "That's fine. I'm not a big
Yeah,
deal."
but we do. We feel like we should apologize for that. Why?
Yeah.
Because we hurt their feelings or we're doubting ourselves
No, I think we just
or
want to make everybody happy.
yeah.
That's always our goal. Everybody should be
But
happy and
again, there's
copacetic.
no like going back to the original thing, like there's no wound there. Like if I'm at a party and I bring something and there's gluten in it, I don't need to say I'm sorry to you because I didn't actually cut you and there's no blood coming out. Like, but
Right.
I still feel like I need to say I'm sorry and I shouldn't need to.
I'm not going to starve. Nothing's going to
Right.
happen.
Right.
There's going to be plenty of food. It's going to be fine.
Because I mean, it doesn't hurt to say it, is what I guess, but it's not needed, I guess.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about if someone actually has a problem, you know,
Right.
like a
Yeah.
severe
Right.
allergy or something. I'm just talking about regular stuff.
Right. Hmm.
I think it's all
Interesting.
connected. If we are always trying to please people,
Well, yeah.
then we undermine what we want. We undermine what we need. And then we don't speak up and we're hyper aware. And then we tend to overeat.
Mm. It's a
I
vicious
think,
cycle.
I think it's so deeply connected.
Yeah. I never thought it was, but yeah, I think you're right. It is.
Mhm.
Huh. Okay.
Did you find any tips for how to stop apologizing?
No, but what I did find was, well, in a way, I found 4 times that you should not apologize.
Oh, I need to know
So,
this.
first one is you should not apologize if someone bumps into you. You shouldn't be
Yes,
apologizing. They took your space, but yet we still are like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And they bumped into you. Like, why do we do that? But we do, right? We could say,
right.
"Excuse me," or
Yes.
"Pardon me," but we don't so that was one. Number 2, when you have a question,
Yes.
never need to
Yes.
we should never be apologizing if we have a question.
Right. Right.
Right? I do it too. I do it all, especially when I don't understand something and then my husband's trying to explain it. I'm like, "I'm sorry, but I don't get this." Like, why am I sorry that I don't get it?
Because you're trying to keep the peace.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. The next one is late to a meeting or late to replying to a friend or late to a text message reply.
Okay. This is not being 5 minutes late.
No, this is, and guess what? They're suggesting we say, "Thank you for being so patient.
Mhm.
I can't believe I didn't get that text back to you.
Yes. Yes. That
Thank you for being patient," or "Thank you for waiting for me." You know?
that's a much better way to say it.
It actually is. I would appreciate that more if someone was like, "Thank you so much for waiting for me," versus, "I'm sorry." Because don't say you're sorry if you're late. You're gonna be late again and again and again and again. I know it, right?
Stop speaking to me.
No, I'm actually not in that case. But the same thing with I would rather you just say, "Thank you for waiting for my slow ass," or something. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah. I agree. It's a
okay, and
nicer way to say it.
yes, and the fourth one is we should never apologize if someone asks for an unreasonable request for your time.
Do you have an example?
Like, if they know I'm super busy or has a million, or let's just say someone asks me to do something at 9 o'clock at night. They
Oh,
know
yeah.
my life, they know that I don't enjoy going out or doing anything, and they know I don't drive at night. So that would be, I don't need to apologize for that. I don't need to say, "I'm
Right.
so sorry, but I can't." No, I can't do it.
True. That's a
Right?
very good point. Yes.
Right? Like, if I
Yes.
ask you to make a dish with meat in it, you should never be like, "Sorry, no, I don't do that." You don't need
Yeah.
to. Like,
I
that's an
won't.
unreasonable, right, but some people would be like, "Oh, no, sorry, I
Yes.
don't do that."
Yes. I agree.
So those were some reasons why when we should never say it.
That's really good.
I know, I
I
like those.
I like the changing of the wording. I think that's really important.
Mhm. So, yeah, so what did you come up with for the words we should say instead?
Um, I didn't write them down, but it's, excuse me, I think would be a big
Yeah.
one instead
Mhm.
of I'm sorry. That would
Mhm.
convey the same kind of sentiment, like sorry for interrupting you, but an excuse me, or even if you're in the Costco aisles and somebody's cart is horizontal instead of like, you know, excuse me, not
Mhm.
I'm sorry.
I think you just gave me my call to action, but go on.
Oh,
I know.
interesting.
Yeah, go on.
But the things that I found first, how to stop saying I'm sorry so often
Yeah.
is the first thing is really examine where this comes from. Why do you think you need to apologize so much? And it's usually all of these things are rooted somehow in our childhood.
Mhm.
Why are you apologizing? Who are you trying to either make happy or not mad or not upset? What's that stem from? Really examine it because you might get some answers.
Okay.
The second step is explore when you feel like saying sorry, and are you triggered by something to say sorry?
Okay.
So if someone runs into you and you say sorry, is this something that you've been used to saying sorry for everything, even if it's not your fault? And
Mhm.
in perpetuity, you're going to be saying sorry because you feel responsible for other people's actions. So
Mhm.
just need to understand when do you feel the need to say, "Oh, I'm sorry," when you didn't do anything wrong.
I think that that's the huge takeaway from this whole thing for me is like paying attention to when we're saying it, why we're
Mhm.
saying it, how we're saying it. Do we eat after we say it?
Yes. Because sometimes when you take the blame for something that's not at all your fault, you just feel so,
Yeah.
I don't know what the word is, just depressed and overcome with emotions. And you need a release from those emotions.
Mhm.
And the last thing is change what you say, which we talked about, but also wait. Just wait a minute and see, is this something I really need to apologize for?
Mm.
Or is this just a situation?
Mhm.
And I'll tell you what I mean. There are times when I'm talking to you and I feel like, oh, she looks like she's mad at me. And my immediate instinct is to say,
Me?
I'm so sorry. Did I do something?
Do I
Sometimes, yeah.
have RBF?
No, I overanalyze. I'm telling you.
Oh my gosh,
So
you're giving
then,
me a complex. Go on.
no, not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
This is a me problem.
Okay.
So if I'm overreading you and if I just wait, knowing you, you're going to explain what the thought process is on your mind.
Okay.
So I don't need to apologize for something I didn't do because first of all, I probably didn't do anything. And second of all, I'm probably misreading you. And third of all, you are going to explain to me what you're thinking about so then I can understand that facial expression.
It's a really important thing to wait, and I never thought of it. I don't
Yes.
wait. I'm
No?
sure I don't. I'm sure I'm just like, "Oh my gosh, I'm sorry." Like, but you're right. I do we should wait.
Yes, because a lot of times it's just a misfire in communication.
Right.
Like you probably don't even mean
No.
anything of what I'm
I've
thinking.
never I know, but now I'm concerned that I have a
No,
mean all
no,
right.
no, no.
All right. All right, I'm
That's what
sorry.
I'm
No, I'm
saying.
just kidding, just kidding. I had to.
It's a me problem, not a you problem.
Oh,
So,
but yeah, waiting. I bet you that's a really important one. Hmm, that's
well,
a
I
really
think
good one.
especially in today's society, we're just a little bit impatient. We want everything quickly. When we want everything resolved quickly,
Yeah.
waiting can make all the difference. Maybe somebody actually is trying to say something to you and you just don't have patience to listen.
This is true. We don't have the
Mhm.
patience or the what's the word I'm looking for? The attention span sometimes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. This topic has given me a lot to think about,
Me too. I
for
keep
sure.
like zoning out for a minute and going, "Oh, I just remembered that just happened in my life uh, today or
Hmm.
yesterday or this weekend or you know."
Yes.
I'll tell you, I've asked my husband, this isn't a joke, for 3 weeks to help me do something. 3 weeks. And I've been so nice about it. And finally this weekend, I'm like, "I'm really sorry, but can you think you could help me now do it?"
Hmm.
And why did I apologize for that?
That's a good question. That's a really good
Like,
question.
why did I feel like I needed to apologize even though I've asked you for 3 weeks to help me with something?
I think you're trying to be nice.
Right. Yeah. But it's clearly, yeah. I think it's
Yeah.
something we all do though. But I shouldn't
Yes.
apologize before I ask. Because that's already in
Yes.
my in this isn't what this podcast was about, but I feel like in that situation, I'm already giving somebody else the power when I apologize.
Yes.
I'm shifting
Oh
the
my gosh, that's
power,
such a that's a
right?
brilliant
And
point.
there
Yes.
was no reason to shift power. There was nothing to be powerful over in this situation. And I feel like maybe that's what I was doing is going, I'm gonna give you a little bit of the power here. But why? Hey, can you help me do this? Why do I need to
This
say I'm
is
sorry? But you know what I mean?
yes. I something like buzzed for me when you said that. I
I
just
know,
really resonated with it.
and maybe sometimes we say we're sorry because we don't want the power in that situation.
Or there is a power in a inequality. Like if you need your husband's help, you're already in
Right.
unequal stance. So you have to go to your place of,
Yeah.
I need your help. Can you please bestow your kindness upon me?
I know, right? Huh. When in reality, I should have just called one of your kids to help me.
Well, if they live close by, that
Anyway,
would definitely do it.
I know. Anyway, wow, this podcast definitely has me thinking a lot of things.
Same.
Yeah.
Do you have a call to action?
Well, you made me think of one, and you said something about Costco because I do that. I think I apologize at Costco 400
Mm-hmm.
times
Me
because
too.
I have zero patience at that damn store. Like I can't handle it. And even Alyssa will be like, "This is not Sunday stroll. Like, why are we going down the main aisle on a Sunday stroll time?" And I'm like, "You're right." So I will like I think I want to leave like when I leave my cart somewhere and walk and grab something, and instead I'm going to start saying, "Thank you for being so patient." Or thank you for, I think I want to shift it, not just Costco, but in general, and start instead of saying I'm sorry for some of those things, say thank you
Yes.
and pay attention to reactions. I think it'll be interesting.
It'll be so, I think it's going to be, I can't wait to hear. I think
I
it's
know.
going to
I'm
be so
also going to do
good.
my fiber again. That was going to be my original one. Um, and keep it the same. I'm not going crazy. I'm not going up to what I'm supposed to eat a day. I'm just going to keep it at 15 because I
Okay.
think that that needs to be a routine before I ever think about going higher.
Sure.
I mean, I need to be like consistently getting 15 grams before I shoot for more.
Right.
And I feel sometimes I will speak for myself. I do that with everything. I nail something for a week and then I go more. Like, oh, I walked twice this week. Let me go 3. Why? I didn't nail 2. I got lucky and I got 2 in this week. You know what
Yes.
I mean? So
Very good
keeping my
point.
fiber with the 15, maybe this was a lucky week and I got it in. So I need to do it again. But I really
Mhm.
want to start saying thank you instead of I'm sorry.
I like that a lot.
Like I could have even use going back to that example with my husband. I could be like, "Thank you so much for helping me this weekend. Is now a good time?"
Mhm.
Maybe
Ooh,
that would shift some of the thought.
that's a really powerful switch.
Really? Isn't it?
Yeah, because your mindset changes. You're not like, can you please bestow your kindness upon me? I
I'm
know
like,
you, but
right.
you're like, thanks. I
I'm
appreciate that.
already appreciating you. So thank you so much for your time to do that. Is now a good
Yeah,
time.
I like that a lot. That
I'm gonna
language
sh-
difference is good.
yeah, I'm gonna try it. I mean, who knows? It might not work.
Um,
All right, what about you?
so you inspired me. I try very hard not to be late. I try really, really hard. I'm always 5 minutes late everywhere I go. And I promise I'm trying to be on time. I really am. I'm getting
Hmm.
better, but I'm not great. So I am going to change my wording when I see somebody. Thanks for waiting for me.
Yep,
Thanks for your patience. Thanks for waiting for me. Something to that notion instead of, I'm so sorry I'm 5 minutes late.
I know. Okay, I can't wait to see this.
Yeah. I think that should be hopefully an easier switch than some of the other ones I've done. But I think it's an
Okay.
important one to show respect to the person in front of you, but
Yeah,
without putting yourself down.
right. Because there's no reason. That's the thing about sometimes when we say we're sorry, we're putting ourselves down, and I don't think
Mhm.
that that's something we should be doing. So before you ask yourself, before you say I'm sorry, maybe that's a question. Am I going to be putting myself down when I say I'm sorry?
Yes. Yes.
Am I going to be putting doubt in my head about me and who I am when I say I'm sorry? Am I going to be lowering my self-esteem when I say I'm sorry?
Good point.
Like it's a deep it's actually now that we've talked about it, it's a very deep topic.
Absolutely.
I didn't
And
think it was gonna be deep.
I'm sure
I
we
thought I
just
was gonna be
scratched the
singing Demi Lovato's
sorry, not sorry.
"Sorry, not sorry." You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
And that song's annoying, but I do like it, but yeah.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna be, like, singing that this whole time, and here we are, deep in thought.
as usual.
Right,
Yes.
exactly. Well, this was fun actually and good.
Yes,
So,
definitely.
all right. Well,
Have a
have a
great
good
week.
week. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.